welcome my dear students. Today we are going to be learning the chapter 1 in desktop publishing. So this is a prescribed study material of desktop publishing by the Mangalore University Computer Science Teachers Association. You have to follow this book. Okay. Now we will see the DTP fundamentals. The term desktop publishing, DTP stands for desktop publishing, was given birth in 1985. So it has came into existence in the year of 1985 with the introduction of the first mass produced PostScript laser printers. So by the development of laser printer techniques, this desktop publishing came into existence. Okay, this the advent of desktop publishing meant for the first time the production of heavily formatted documents with integrated text and a single individual who was often the primary source of information could complete graphics. So the main advantages of this desktop publishing is we can develop heavily formatted documents. As we know, what do you mean by formatted documents? That formatted documents means neat arrangement of your documents, right? Your pages or your articles or your newspaper clips, all these are the heavily formatted documents. So an individual can prepare it and produce the primary information through a complete graphics. So till the year of 1985 we are having only text based informations. By the growth of this desktop publishing, we are providing graphical based information on your hard copies. Okay, the rise in usage of desktop publishing recently has revolutionized the printing industry. So thus the whenever you are placing the hard copies of graphics, then it has become a very popular because on the today's books are playing a very prominent role, because this media is not well versed in those days. Okay, so the communication information is traversed through from the book. Whatever the information you have published in the book, that book with the graphics, whatever the books you are published, that published book is using this DTP software. So desktop publishing techniques and printing industry is very popular. Okay, today more business are relying on desktop publishing to produce simple documents such as flyers, reports and newsletters. So even though so many of our technology has came into existence, though DTP play an very important related to your business to produce simple documents such as the flyers. So flyers are nothing but posters, and reports you can give a detailed report as books. Okay, and the newsletters, here the newsletters are nothing but a newspaper. Okay, in the past these projects were sent to a print shop. So earlier days these were we are sending to the print shop. Nowadays everyone is having their own PCs and they can develop their own documents such as flyers, reports and newsletters. Newsletters are nothing but newsletters are nothing but it is what it will says, some letterheads. Okay, newsletters are nothing but a letterhead. If you ask for any study certificate, college is providing that information in letterheads. Got it? That newsletters is also designed by using this desktop publishing. Now we will move to hardware and software. Okay, what are the hardwares and what are the software requirements for your DTP? DTP industry first add software for DTP on the Macintosh because the Mac was the first to have a true WYSIWYG. Please observe here, W. What you see is what you get. Whatever you are seeing on the screen is you are getting the same on your hard copy. Okay, WYSIWYG stands for what you see is what you get. Graphical user interface. What you are seeing is you are getting the same graphical user interface on your system. Hence, this Macintosh operating system is the first utilized this DTP software. Okay, first on the as gem, bought from Xerox and refined by Mac. So this graphical user interface, it is the first on the as gem. Whatever you see is whatever you get. Graphical user interface, we are getting that from gem. It has been bought by Xerox. You are seeing that Xerox machine is one of our organization. Through from that organization, these concept has been redefined by the Macintosh Mac. Okay, famous Apple company Mac. Okay, yes, especially since Windows 95. So Windows 95 operating system, the market has taken to the Intel machines very well and it's growing quickly. So those days, in the year of 1985 to 1990s, at that time first this DTP has been placed in Macintosh, and the same era we are implemented this DTP in Windows 95, and the market has taken that Windows 95 with Intel processors. Intel machine means Intel processors, and through these Intel processors Windows operating system become very popular. Okay, you will need three main types of softwares. So to develop this DTP desktop publishing, we must require three main types of software. Let us see what are those. First one is page layout, painting and drawing programs. Yes sir. So three kinds of software is required, that is three types of software is, first one is the page layout. As you know what is the purpose of page layout, and painting and drawing programs. So if you are developing any pages, you have to first set the layout of the page, and whatever the paintings and whatever the drawing programs is required, you have to supposed to be used for these kinds of DTP programs. For example, painting programs like Adobe Photoshop allow you to create or scan and modify bitmap images. Okay, so if you are using the painting programs, then which software we have to use? Adobe Photoshop. By using this Adobe Photoshop, it allows you to create or scan and modify bitmap images. So bitmap images are nothing but pictures. By using this Adobe Photoshop, you can modify your pictures. Okay, and next, drawing programs like CorelDRAW, Wand, Adobe Illustrator. So please observe here, drawing programs like CorelDRAW, Wand, Adobe Illustrator allow you to create complex outlined and then colored object using what are called vectorized graphics. Okay, so by using this CorelDRAW, Wand, Adobe Illustrator, you can create a complex outline. Even whatever the line you have set it, if it is exceed, you can fit. Okay, you can make within that line boundary, you can fit that object, and that is a colored object using the concept called as vectorized graphics. So vectorized graphics are supporting by these drawing programs. Okay, so the main advantages is it can create complex outline. Complex outline means even the content is exceeding the lines, you can make fit within that lines. Okay, and also you can make the usage of colored objects. That is the concept of your vectorized graphics. And page layout programs, let us see what is the page layout programs. Page layout programs like PageMaker and Quark can be used to create multi-page products like newsletter, magazines and books. So by using this page layout programs such as PageMaker and Quark, it can be used to create multi-page product like newsletter. So you can create the newspaper, or you can create the letterheads, or you can create the magazines and books. So nowadays we are seeing various kinds of magazines and your textbooks and your newsletters, newspapers, all these has been developed by using this PageMaker and Quark softwares. Okay, And page layout program accept objects from both painting and drawing programs. This page layout, this page maker will accept both the objects from painting and drawing programs. So you can develop the drawings by using the vectorized graphics through Adobe Illustrator or some Corel Draw, and paintings such as your Adobe Photoshop. So those program can be embedded in these page makers. Okay. Page Plus includes extensive layout control for the inclusion of large amount of text. Besides that, also you can place a large amount of text and you can make a neat arrangement. Just for example, you just observe our magazines. In our magazines, somewhere else middle it consists of a picture and it is surrounded by text. So this is possible because of these page makers. Okay. For DTP, you will need a PostScript laser printer for general output and proofing and black and white artwork. If you are developing a DTP programs, you must need a PostScript laser printer. It must require a laser printer for general output. It is for proofing. So proofing means you have to take the output, right? So we are getting the output as in the papers, and we will identify how it will be appear on your papers. And also black and white artworks, it must consist of B and W. B and W stands for black and white artwork. So it must possess these facilities. PostScript is an industry standard interpreter that enables the output of complex DTP object to any device that is also PostScript enabled. So here the PostScript is an industry standard interpreter. Means whatever the files you are saving through DTP, it will be stored as .psd. .psd stands for PostScript format. Okay, it is an interpreter. By using that interpreter, you can open your any DTP pages. So that is the thing here. This point is explained that enables the output of complex DTP object to any device that is also PostScript enabled. Until you get into plenty of color output, a color proofing printer is very expensive to use. So do not get one just because it is nice to see pretty colors. If you want to get color printer output, you must possess a color laser printer. By using that color laser printer, you can get the proofing in your paper. So your proofing means you are taking the content of soft copy into an hard copy. Okay. Yes. So it must consist of pretty colors. Whatever the color you are processing in your document or in your page, it has to be print the same colors. It is only possible by using color printers. Color printer as an output, that is an hardware is required. Now for basic black and white DTP and general web work, an El Cheapo flatbed scanner will do just fine. If you want to take black and white DTP and general web work, for that it requires El Cheapo flatbed scanner. By using this, you can scan the image as black and white. It is just like as in your camera, right? Your app, you are using some scanner apps. You are scanned your written statements. That means your internal assessments. You have written that internal assessment. You have captured that data. That data is, if it is coming in black and white, means then it is using El Cheapo flatbed scanners. Okay. Nowadays they hold the gray balance quite well, and you will have little needed for more than 400 dots per inch true resolution. So if you are getting the black and white DTP, then it must consist of a gray balance color. Okay. So gray color, almost we are not using the black colors. To balance the black colors, we are using the gray colors. The gray balance quite well. If you have a previous question papers, last year's question paper, you just observe it, your question paper will get in a output of a gray color, not as in a black color. Okay. So why? Because by using this gray balance, I can make the usage of my printer more. I can get the more printouts. Okay, that is the main intention. Gray is giving the balance quite. Hence, gray is required 400 dots per inch true resolution. So if the clarity you are getting a good means it consists of 400 dots per inch. Per inch, your text is printed in the form of dots. Okay. For clarity, it requires black and white clarity. It requires 400 dots per inch. Okay. As for computers, the prices of Intel 2.5 GHz CPU is remarkable low now, and I would not go below 2 Us for later version of software, preferably the 3 Us plus. And it means nowadays computers are available for the lesser prices with high CPUs, Intel 2.5 GHz CPUs, and also it consists of below 2 edges or 3 edges. These are the latest versions. In that time of reading this book, nowadays it is having a drastical changes. It is getting in various versions, right? For Mac that uses a RISC CPU or a RISC CPU, you can reduce this clock speed by around 15% to 20%. So if you are using the Mac computer systems, we are using the RISC CPU. This RISC CPU reduces the clock speed. If clock speed is reducing means its performance doesn't weaks, its performance is truly processing fast. Okay. Yes. So this is of older versions, no problem. If you are want to execute any DTP program means minimal these hardware requirement is required. Okay, minimal water hardware requirement is required. One is a scanner, one is a flatbed scanner is required, and your CPU may be Intel 2.5 GHz or above is required. We whose clock speed is 2 megahertz or 2 Hz is given. It is actually megahertz. Megahertz stands for, as you know, at that speed your clock will be execute fast, means the data processing will become very fast. Okay. Yes. For today's graphical user interface GUI and system software, we are using system software or operating system running recent software version. You need to start with 64 to 128 megabytes of memory. So if you want to execute any kind of a graphical user interface, you must require an operating system. That operating system must run with the physical memory of 64 MB to 128 MB as minimum. Okay, as minimum. If it consists of a primary memory, your RAM capacity is 64 to 128 MB memory is required to execute this graphical user interfaces programs. Okay, it is a minimum. Nowadays we are not using these lesser MB RAMs. We are using 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB according to our requirement, right? Yes. Let us see bitmap images. Bitmap images, in the bracket it has given as a scans and painting program images. Whatever you have scanned and whatever the painting program images gobble up memory very quickly. These bitmap images will occupy memory very quickly, and you will soon progress to the need to drag and drop between several major programs running at once. So these bitmap images can be placed, you can drag and drop, it can be loaded into memory very fast. Hence you can drag and drop these bitmap images and make the usage of these images in your program anytime. Okay, several major programs can be run at once. It needs 128 MB RAM minimum. If you want to use bitmap images in your system, then it requires minimum RAM is 128 MB. Recent programs and system software also gobble up a lot of memory, and they do with hard drive spaces. So if the primary memory is less, then where the program will store, that program will be stored in your hard disk. Okay, if the memory is less, it will be stored in your hard disk drive spaces. Do not start with less than 3.5 gigabytes of hard disk space. If you want to execute any kind of a program, at least if you are executing only the DTP, minimum of 3.5 gigabit of hard disk space is required. Okay. 3.5 GB. Gigabytes means 3.5 GB is required. Hard disk space is required, and also it has been partitioned. Nowadays we are using 100 1000 MB, 1 GB, right? 1 GB spaces we are using. 500 GB, 1 TB. 1 TB hard disk spaces are we are using, right? Nowadays 1 TB, 2 TB, according to our requirement we are using 1 TB, 2 TB hard disk space. But if you want to execute these DTP programs, minimum of 128 RAM is required, and minimum of 3.5 GB of hard disk space is required, and also it is partitioned into at least 3 virtual drives right from the start. So if you are using 3.5 gigabytes of hard disk space, then it must be partition. Partition means divide into at least 3 virtual drives. So it has been divided into 3 virtual drives, that is nothing but your local drive C, D, E. C drive, D drive, E drive. This 3.5 GB space has been partition divided into 3 virtual drives right from the start. Okay. DTP and web work soon fills the remaining hard disk space be warned. If you are executing this DTP and web work, automatically it will store in your hard disk space. It fills the remaining hard disk space means if it is stores every information in the hard disk, automatically if it is a field, if it is having less memory, automatically it will warn you. Warning in the sense it will show there is a less space. Okay. Yes, as you are aware, nowadays you are using the smartphones. If you download a lot of movies or lot of videos or lot of pictures of if you are having a less memory, then what happens? It will ask there is a lack of memory, right? So in the same sense, if you are using the lesser capacity hard disk and the lesser capacity of RAM, automatically if you store every information in the hard disk, it will be warned that hard disk space has filled. Okay. Yes. For quick redrawing of a bitmap images, very busy or complex vectorized graphics and page layout pages, a fast video card with 32 MB RAM is must. If you want to draw an images or vectorized graphics or page layout pages, a fast video card with 32 MB RAM is must. It means it must require video graphic card. Okay, video card in the sense graphical card. That graphic card is also must consist of 32 MB RAM. It must hold 32 MB RAM. Okay. Use a minimum 15-inch monitor. Here 15 double quotation stands for use a minimum 15-inch monitor, and even at this small size, try to get used to using 1024x768 resolution. If you are using 15-inch monitor in our lab, we are having, right, some of our old systems are having, you are identifying that is a 14-inch or 15-inch monitors. 14-inch monitors, in that small size also you are accessing 1024x768 resolution. Okay, so this is a good resolution. 1024x768 resolution is a good resolution where your image is appear, or your graphics are appearing, or your screen is appearing neat manner, right? With DTP work you need true color rendering. If you are using this DTP work, you must use true colors. Through that true colors, color rendering is possible. This is more collectively called 24-bit colors. So automatically this rendering true colors are called as 24-bit colors. To get 24-bit colors at a resolution of 1024x768, you must have a minimum of 4 MB of video RAM. So if you want to get true colors of 24-bit under the resolution, good clarity resolution of 1024x768, you must have a video RAM. So video card RAM must be 4 MB. Okay, minimum of 4 MB graphical card is required. Okay, so it is all incorporated in your system. Next, main element of DTP halftone, dots and ditches. Okay, main elements of DTP, halftone dots and dithers. Halftone dots and dithers are both a nightmare and a blessing. So if you are using this halftone dots and dithers are both a nightmare you are saying, and also it is a blessing. We cannot reproduce a controlled and a repeatable infinite variation of tone or density in a truly continuous tone manner. So it is nothing but an images. These images are formed with using dots. Okay, you just observe here. If you observe, if you open your paint program, let me open our paint program, MS Paint. I'm opening one image. Let me open one image. I'm opening my image in the desktop. Let me take it as a college, right? Okay, now you are identifying this image, whether it is a full clarity. No, why it is not clarity? It is not a vectorized graphics. Okay, if it is a vectorized graphics, if you place here, if you enlarge it, you will identify. Please observe here, 336 into 428 pixel. This is the resolution, right? If I enlarge it, let me fill some colors. Okay, you are seeing here some variations, right? Let me fill some colors. Yes, I am filling some colors. You are identifying some spaces, right? So these are the dots you are identifying. Okay, then I am zooming this image. Please observe here, whenever I am zooming this image, you are identifying the dots. Dot is a one point. Okay, these dots are nothing but an halftone dots. This image has been developed through these kinds of drawings. Okay, it is not a vectorized graphics. If you are using the vectorized graphics, then what happens, I will show you. Okay, now let me check where is our vectorized graphics. Just a minute. Our one more image is there. Let me check. Yes, let me open this same file, same image file in Paint. You are identifying. Okay, so you are identifying the dots. This is the halftone dots. If I open this logo, you are identifying. Please zoom it. Even if you zoom, you are identifying the clarity resolutions, right? This is the ditches, this is the pixels. Okay, this has been developed, this has been developed a good clarity images. In the good clarity images, you are identifying these dots, halftone dots. Okay, so if halftone dots is exist, please observe here, 600 into 600 pixel resolution is there. It is giving a good clarity, it is giving a good clarity. Okay, if you are open the normal file of desktop, please observe here, I am opening this. It is also showing 157 into 200 pixel. It is also one clarity. If I expand it, automatically you are identifying some dots, right? So your 800 is the highest percentage. Here you are identifying these dots. These dots are nothing but an halftone dots. By using these halftone dots, this dot is nothing but a pixel. Okay, this dot is nothing but a pixel. Okay, yes, let us come to our point. We cannot reproduce a controlled and repeatable infinite variation of tone or density in a truly continuous tone manner. So if the image is giving a good clarity means, if a image is giving a good clarity, please observe in the 100%, we are maximum we are seeing in the 100%, right? Let me take 100%. If it is giving a good clarity means dots are closely built. Okay, if how much of a close of dots is exist, that much of image clarity will come. Okay, that much of image clarity will come. Okay, so that is a good resolutions. Here the same points are explained. We can reproduce or apply a solid colors painting the bedroom walls. For instance, here it is saying as one, applying a solid color. That solid color, for example, painting the bedroom. So if you are painting the bedroom walls, for instance, and we can easily reproduce no color, too easily sometimes, so we can easily reproduce it. Okay, these small nowadays, some of the stickers are coming, right? You are familiar with some of the stickers in your bedrooms, you are fixing it, isn't it? That stickers are having a good resolution. At night times it will show some sky walls, right? As you have seen, I hope so. Okay, these small solid color images can be laid out in a set pattern or randomly placed. These kinds of paintings, these kind of colored images can be laid out. You are placing in a set pattern. So that image is placed in a pattern or randomly placed. You are placing in a pattern wise or in a placed in a random wise. It is just like as in a tile. If you see your tile, it is placed in a pattern or it is placed in a randomly, right? Some of our designs. In the same sense, you are giving the wall paintings. In the wall paintings also, you are giving the paintings. Once you have produced that paintings, you are setting us through some pattern or you are placing that randomly. The set pattern of a predictable off-tone dots is still the easiest and cheapest method available to us today. So whatever the set pattern of a predictable off-tone dots, so if you are developing that images through systems, we have to use these off-tone dots is still the easiest and cheapest method available for us today. Okay, if you want to get the good clarity images, then we have to use these off-tone dots. Okay, yes, GIF images contains a color palette of 256 colors or less. If you are using the GIF images in your WhatsApp, you are having some of you are sending some messages as GIF images, right? That images contains color palette of 256 colors, okay, or less. Even if it consists of 256 colors or less, to attain the apparent inclusion of extra colors, they can have a deterred or random pattern of existing color applied to some areas. So if it want to get some extra colors, it must be placed, it must be random patterns of existing color, or you are placing some third color. Random, it means random patterns. Okay, random pattern colors applied in some areas, that some areas will be appear some glows, some color palettes. Okay, JPG bitmaps. If you are using the JPG bitmaps, it uses in a RGB palette. Palette means it is just a tone. Okay, not a stone, it is a tone. Palette is a one thickness colors. Let us see here. JPG bitmap uses RGB palette, RGB structure. What is a RGB? Red, green, blue colors. So how many colors can pattern by your JPG? 16.77 million colors. RGB palette may uses 16.77 million colors. Photographers uses the principle of random solids. So if photographers are using photos, if they are taking the printouts, then they are using which principle? Random solids. Random solids consist this much of colors. In the emulsion of their films and final prints are millions or billions of tiny particles that react to light and change or retain dyes after controlled exposure and chemical development. Nowadays we are getting the images, right? So we are using digitized photograph. In olden days we are using the films. Okay, if the photos are taken, we are getting the films. Whenever the final print or prints are millions or billions of tiny particles, that tiny particles are being exposed to the light. If films are developed in the light tones, light particles, at that time a reaction will be generated, and at that time your content is exposed to your chemical substance and the original image will be placed on photo. Okay, so this is the technique we are using. Okay, the particle size vary, and larger the particle, the quicker the reaction. Whatever the particles you are using, that particle size may vary, and larger the particles and the quicker the reaction. So automatically whenever a chemical reaction has happened to that in a dark area, whenever you expose the light, automatically the reaction gets started on the solid colors, and the quicker reaction will be taken place, and it will be coming to a original page. Okay, but it may be used millions of colors. This is the principle of photo. Yes. Next, our concept is a CMYK, RGB and spot color. Let us see what is a CMYK, RGB and spot color. In many complex ways, object of the universe emit light. So as we know, any color is emitted from through the lights. Our solar system, sun for instance, okay, in our solar system, the sun is emitting the light, right? And creatures have developed the ability to define shape and form by detecting much of this light. By using these light, the creatures, whatever the creatures exist in this universe, absorbs that light and creating their own shapes and forms and develop their abilities. Our eyes can detect wavelength of nature's primary visible light components of red, green and blue. Even if you are observing our human body consists of our eyes. Our eyes can observe the wavelength of nature's primary colors. So almost nature's primary color is red, green and blue. What is the primary visible light components? Primary visible light components are red, green and blue. Different amount of these components reflecting off an object give us the perception of a single color. So through these RGB colors, different amount of these components reflecting off, okay, through from this RGB it is interacting and it is reflecting off by using the various primary colors and gives only a single color, the perception of a single color. Our ink pigments, televisions and monitor paspers and laser printer waxes etc are nowhere near perfect. Whatever the ink pigments means it is just like as an ink in your pen. Either televisions and monitor consist of phosphorus, okay, phosphorus substance, and laser printer waxes etc are nowhere near perfect. So these are the best example of it is uses the different colors but it will show only one color. Okay, it uses a different colors and it show only one color as a output. Okay, instead of an infinite variation of color, our television and computer monitor can only reproduce around 16.77 billion colors. So there are variation of colors in our television or in our monitor screen monitors, we can only reproduce. So by the interaction of these lights, on that substances, it can generate 16.77 million colors, but it will only produce at the end it will only, we are seeing only one color. The primary secondary colors are cyan. C stands for cyan, M stands for magenta and Y stands for yellow. Okay, please observe here the primary secondary color. The alternate of RGB is the alternation of already RGB is CMY. What is the C? Cyan color, magenta color and yellow color. By nature's rules, certain combination of RGB light will give us CMY. So by the nature rules, it is not our own rule, nature's rules. Through that interactions of RGB light, it gives cyan color, magenta color and yellow color. Okay, so you are identifying cyan. If you observe your ocean, so ocean will be appear as cyan, magenta your sky and yellow at the end of the sunset or on the day of a sun. Okay, sunset and sunshine, it will be appear as a yellow, right? So this is the nature's rule. This RGB color is turning as a secondary color as cyan, magenta and yellow. The pre-press technique of DTP. Please observe here, pre-press techniques. The pre-press technician or DTP must get color as close to perfect as possible when preparing halftone dots, etc. If you are developing this DTP or any technician of a DTP, he must use the colors whichever the close to the possible preparing halftone dots. So whatever the color he is using, that must be a closed halftone dots. Okay, so that the printer also has some hope of getting reproduced images to appear correctly on the printing press. You just observe if you are going for any banner printing. At the banner printing, almost they are using different combination, but they will prefer only for the RGB. Why they will prefer for the RGB? The rest colors cannot be reproduced, right? The rest of the spot is not reproduced that much of effectively. So that is why they will prefer these halftone dots. Okay, the use of a spot color, please observe here, the use of a spot color in our designs refers to the selection of individual inks that will be mixed and matched by the printer. So suppose if you want to print one line with one color, one line with one color, one line with one color, then we have to supposed to use that spot color in our design. So this spots color, what happens, the selection of individual ink that will be mixed and matched by the printer. Okay, so your color printer is also consist of a CMYK color as well as RGB color interaction only. Through from that, whatever the color you have specified for your line, it has to be interact and it has to be printed by your printer. If a job is designed to use two spot colors, then those colors will be individually transferred to the paper and not matched by various combination of CMY and black. So the same thing we have suggested that if you are writing one line of a statement with one color and another line with another color, and likewise if you are using two spot colors, then color will be individually transferred to the paper. Those two colors will be individually transferred to the paper and not matched by various combination of whatever the two color, it will be based on the combination of cyan, magenta, yellow and black. Almost these are the combination of any spot colors. Okay, however some expensive expensive to print jobs can include a fifth or sixth color in addition to CMY and black. So some of expensive jobs in the sense maybe your note, please observe your note. Okay, 2000 rupees note. If you are printing that 2000 rupees note, then it is a very expensive because it is using behind some color, that is a combination of CMY and black color, right? Such kind of expensive colors are also is required, fifth or sixth color in addition to that CMY and black. Okay, varnish and metallic colors, please observe here, varnish and metallic colors are often added to a design and they would be treated as a spot colors as would a corporate color that cannot be matched with process colors and must be printed using and mixed and matched spot colors. So for here expensive colors, it is suggested as varnish and metallic colors. These are often added to a design and they would be treated as a spot colors as would a corporate color and can be matched with process colors and must be printed using and mixed and matched spot colors too. Okay, these are some of our expensive colors. These are some metallic colors. So hope you understand this concept. We will continue in the next class.